So I have good news and bad news again. I didn't realize the last week of class is that first week of December, right? 29th and whatever 2nd of December. I'm not going to be here for the last week of class, right? It's like, okay, good news for you guys. So I will be in Sweden. And so we have to schedule your talks. So we're going to do that right now. And I'm just going to do it randomly. And what you guys can do is negotiate with each other if you want to switch days. And the way I view it is I'm more lenient on the people who go first, because the people who go last have like 2 weeks extra to practice, and they can watch. You can watch your peers and say, oh well, they didn't do this right, let's change it. And so you can learn from that. So the first one is going to be on the 10th. They should be about an hour long. I'm also thinking maybe I should make them a bit shorter, but we could probably go 45 minutes or so. So if you plan for a 45-minute lecture, and you can use PowerPoint, I want you to provide me with whatever information you're going to use so I can post it on pause on the Blackboard site. So that has to be ready ahead of time, like the day before class. So we're going to start on the 10th, and then 15th, 17th, 22nd, 24th. Those are going to be the 5 student lectures. And I will give you more information about that probably on Thursday. So any volunteers for the first one? That's what I thought.
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay, and what's your group?
GMO.
Yeah.
GMO? Okay. GMO first. Who's going to go on the 15th? Number 2. It gets worse if you put it off longer. You guys? What team are you? Oil and gas. Oil and gas? Okay. And if something happens that you want to switch with the group, I'm fine. But you guys organize that yourselves, okay? 17th. 17th. Any takers? Do I hear 17th? 17th?
I'll do that.
Okay.
I don't know my group though, so.
Okay, well, we'll do it by process of elimination.
The mining one? or
Mining?
something?
Okay.
Minerals?
That's me. You're mining too? Okay. So we have the last two, 22nd and 24th. 22nd?
We have the wildlife group on there.
Okay.
So the 22nd you're
I don't remember what the groups are. 24th? Who's last? Forestry? Okay. Okay, that's all I need to know. I don't know. So I will provide each of your groups some information, and if you could meet with your groups probably sooner rather than later, follow the performance assessment task, because that spells out what you should do. You should provide some lecture notes, maybe not as detailed as mine. These are mostly for the students in the north. Prepare a PowerPoint if that's what you want, or you can do the chalk talk like I do. You can use, I don't know, you can use that dinosaur if you want to use overheads. Use whatever you like. You can use videos. Don't use a 45-minute video though and stand next to it. That's probably not a good idea. So I want you to talk about what the topic is, what's important, why you need to understand it, provide the examples using the economic theories we've talked about in class as applied to your topic, okay? So if it's a property rights thing, talk about property rights and how they apply specifically. I don't expect you to go over every single aspect of property rights. If it's an externality or something like that, talk about the specific aspect of the externality. It'll probably be a positive or negative, and possible solutions. And you can do a little bit of research. Find out what has been done by other governments, or what's been done in the past, or by other researchers, that kind of thing. Everybody must speak, okay? I know if somebody didn't specify that for me, I'd be like, I was always the kid in the school play. Can I be the tree and just stand there freaked out for an hour? So everybody must talk. And you don't all have to speak equally, but you have to talk. And you have to respond to questions after. And I would like that you could try to engage the class. Then you'll see what it's like up here. Any questions? Great. Does anybody have any questions? Didn't think so. Okay. So we're gonna finish off, or get close to finishing off non-market. And then I think there's just one more topic, and that's the financial analysis, and then it's all up to you guys. For the final exam, also there's another thing. I said that you could take 2 of your assignments, or your performance assessment tasks, and improve them. So after I mark this one, you get that one back, there's one more for you to do. At that point, you should know which 2 that you want to improve. So you have until the end of, whatever, till whenever the final is supposed to be. Does anybody know? Is the final scheduled? The 19th? Okay. Well, I should know these things. Okay. I'm just in keeping with what I've been doing in class, giving you the performance assessment tasks. I would like to have that kind of a final, not have it on the day of the 19th, but give you that last week of class to work on maybe a 2,000 word report that rolls everything in together based on what we've been talking about. So rather than sit down and do a test, because you haven't seen my tests before, they're brutal, I can tell you. I would rather have you take time and write and think and bring things together, and you can even work together. So I'm thinking the last week that I'm not here, I still have email and Skype and everything else. So I would like you to take that time to start working on your final. We'll call it the final exam, but it'll be a final assignment. So there won't be an exam. So you have until the 19th to submit your final 2 redos for the performance assessment task, okay? So those have to be emailed to me by the 19th, and I won't accept them if they're late, because I have to mark them, and I have a hell of a time marking them anyway. It takes me forever.
So the final 2 and then the 2,000 word essay are all due on the 19th?
Yeah. I wonder if I should make the essay due earlier.
No. We're gonna have tough times with other exams too that we're only.
Okay, but you could do it that week I'm not here, the whole thing.
They'll go to final presentations and stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. It's just, okay, when are the marks due? They're due 6 days after, that's Christmas Day. I can tell you for free, I'm not gonna be marking exams on Christmas Day. Okay, so you might be a bit late getting your marks in the class, because I don't have enough time to mark them all, because that's a lot of reading. That's fine.
That's all right.
Everybody's cool with that.
If it's not having a writing exam, yeah,
Okay.
I think that's
Okay. Okay, and I mean, the exam is easier for me to mark. It's just a case of check, figure out what you've done right and wrong. I don't even have to do anything. So the point of this goes back to what I was trying to do originally, to make sure that you understand what you're learning in class and that you actually learn something that you can take away, rather than just memorizing all the crap that you're going to forget the day after the class is over anyway, which usually happens. Okay, so, and I still haven't got around to doing my own performance assessment on myself, but I will do that. Okay, so is everybody clear? I will post this as an announcement as well with all the dates.
When is the next one due?
The next performance test, it will probably be due, I'll probably finish this on Thursday, so it'll be due a week from Thursday. Yeah. And that's your proposal, so that one's a little bit bigger. Okay. Any other questions? Is everybody cool with that? Okay. Okay, so where did I leave off?
Since you deleted that wiki, where's that marks gonna go? Is there like 5%?
I'll spread them evenly over what you've done already.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And just so you know, you'll probably have some property rights stuff in that final task. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, I haven't eaten breakfast and I'm getting all woozy here. That's what happens when you hit sleep 16 times and then you've got to split. Okay. So we were talking about non-market values. and measuring them. So value is the key. When you think about measuring these things, think about what type of value. Is it anthropocentric, ecocentric? Is it use or not use? Basically, if it's a use value, we can use the market to measure it. We can use hedonic analysis. We can use travel cost. We can use contingent valuation. If it's non-use, then you have CVM and that's pretty much it, right? Because if you're not using it, you can't observe people not using it. So if it's CVM, this is stated preference only. If it's use, any kind of use, we also had choice analysis. You can observe. Okay? So this means you have revealed preference. Okay. In this case, we can observe, so it's going to be indirect. In this case, we have to ask, so it's direct. So basically, this is how you sort it out. When you come up with your amenity or service or good, think about whether it's non-use or use. If it's a dog park, people are actually going to use, so you can observe them and ask them. If it's non-use, if you're looking at bequest values, maybe people want to leave farmland for conservation easement or something like that, right? What's the value of that? That's a big deal these days. How are you going to get to that? People aren't using it. It's a non-use, and so you have to value those things differently. So that's the first step. Think about what type of resource. So we were talking about CVM first, and we were looking at the methods.